Kia ora, ko ai ko Josh Manukonga tōku ingoa, he uri ahau no Taranaki I Aotearoa. My name is Josh and I'm from New Zealand. I'm currently working part-time in general practice and part-time as a medical education fellow.
So my name is Paul Saunders, I'm a Birrapai man. I'm a research fellow at Western Sydney University, so my specialty is around Indigenous health within medical education.
Kia ora mai tātou katoa, he uri tēnei no ngā whārua o te nehe nui, arā ko mō take ora te maunga, ko Mangau Ke Awateawa, ko Ngāti Maniapoto te iwi, ko Ngāti Rora te hapu, ko te tokanga nui anō te marae, ko te kuiti takutiranga waiwai, me hononga oku ki Ngāti Raukawa, Ngāti Kahu, me Ngāti Ranginui anō hoki. So kia ora everyone, my name is Rātahi Bell. I'm a Stage 3 Psychiatry Registrar doing advanced training in forensics in Waikato, Aotearoa, New Zealand. And today I'm talking to you a little bit about my career journeys and sort of going into psychiatry.
So in terms of what I like about the specialisation of medical education is the challenge of trying to ensure that students are able to understand the tenets of cultural safety and how that applies within their practice. And also the need for medical students who are going to be the future doctors to understand the importance of Indigenous health and understand the challenges that Indigenous peoples face within healthcare services.
General practice is hard because it's 20 minutes. And I don't for a second believe that you can deliver good healthcare and teach somebody how to look after themselves in 20 minutes time. With that constraint in mind, I'm constantly aware that often we're very prescriptive about what someone needs to do when they come in for a cold. We tell them what to do because there's not a lot of time to explain what a cold means, what you do for your other family members, what you can take and when you escalate. So dealing with that kind of time and efficiency problem has made it really hard to practice really well. The good thing about my general practice is that we can book double appointments, and often if cost is a barrier, we can remove those barriers. A lot of places don't get that.
Probably the biggest challenges of working in a career in psychiatry is recognising that Māori are overrepresented in this area of health, as they are in many others as well. But with that often comes stories and narratives of intergenerational trauma, which can be really difficult and that you might find yourself personally resonating with as well. So it's really important to have really strong supervisors, really strong mentorship to help guide you through those difficulties so that you can continue doing the job, which in itself also can be quite emotionally challenging.
I really love general practice, and specifically my general practice is really Indigenous focused. There are more Māori and Pacific doctors than there are doctors from any other background. This includes also the other MDT members like the nursing, the HCAs, and all other kaimahi or other workers within the place that I get to work at. And that's something really unique and special, and you don't find that in any other part of medicine. I'm really grateful to that general practice.
So the specialty of medical education allows me to capture the voices of the community and then apply that within a medical education context for students. This provides the context that students need within the local area to provide healthcare services that are appropriate for Aboriginal peoples.
Throughout medical school, I was constantly supported by a lot of groups. And then when I was a student, I'd taken a year off. I was invited to a couple of dinners from the hospital that I chose to work at as a house officer. With this program called Whakamana Tākuta, which kind of just allowed me to join in and see that there are other Māori doctors in hospital. And that was my decision to go there. I'd never done any placements in the Auckland region, which is a big metropolitan area, and I'd only done rural hospital medicine at that time. So it was really, I don't know, fortunate just to stumble upon them invite me in, and it was the kindness that they showed that kind of convinced me it was worth going to. Yeah.
Specialising in psychiatry is incredibly meaningful, and when I think about the impact that I can make as a doctor in the space of mental health, not just for my own family but for my community, is really humbling and also quite a privilege as well. As I mentioned earlier, Māori are overrepresented in mental health statistics, and so being someone who can naturally utilise those skills and gifts that I have as someone who is Indigenous and impart that within my work to make better outcomes for Māori is probably the greatest gift that I would hope to give to others as well.